G'day guys, welcome to my RX Flyers Victor video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about NRL Round 12 predictions for 2020 guys. Let's get started. So starting off with this first game of this match, we see the Dragons going up against the Rabbitohs. Now this game is going to be a real tough match, but I do see a lot of intention going into this game. The Dragons are putting off a pretty good game last week. Zach Lomax scoring 2 tries already, but Matt Duffy didn't even score any tries. But I do see the Dragons putting on a lot of show and a lot of fight up against this match. But for the Rabbitohs though, they need to have a win. They are due for a win anyway, and I just think they are going to put a very good show up against the Dragons. But the Rabbitohs though, since they don't have Corey Allen, which I do hate, I am definitely going to go for the Rabbitohs because he is terrible. He doesn't put on a lot of work for the team, and I just think that if the Rabbitohs aren't going to do any work on for them, I'm just going to say that you guys are not really going to put on a lot of show, but I'm going to go with the Rabbitohs though by 10 points, and I think that this game is going to be a real good game, but it's not going to be a high scoring match because it will be a very tight match, but then it's going to be a lot of points coming into this game, which I do think that Dane Gagai will score a try. I do think that Latrell Mitchell will get a try assist. I don't think he will score tonight. I reckon that Damien Cook and Adam Reynolds will score a try too. But since they don't have Adam Clune into that game, which he is out due to an injury or something which I don't know, I reckon Ben Hunt will be a really good player that will stand out for that game tonight. But I reckon the Rabbitohs will definitely put on a lot of points on for the Dragons, and I reckon the Dragons will have a difficult game tonight, but I reckon that the Rabbitohs will put on a lot of fight up against the Dragons anyway. The next game of this match, we see the West Tigers going up against the Warriors. Now, this game's going to be a real alright type of high-scoring match game, and for the Warriors though, they put on a lot of fight, but they don't really execute that much and very well. I do see the Warriors struggling so hard to obviously win a game, and they are potentially. But for the West Tigers though, I can definitely see this win for them. I do see them winning a game tonight up against Warriors. Excuse me, and I reckon that David Norfoluma will score a try. I reckon Moses Mbai will have a try assist, but I reckon don't think Adam Dewey's playing. I don't see him playing tonight, but I think Tommy Talau's playing, so I do see him scoring a try. But if not, someone else will score a try obviously. But I think that the West Tigers are a really good team. Luciano Leilua is a real good player too, that obviously stand out last week up against the Eels, scoring the first try of that game. But what I can say about this match, I'm just thinking that the West Tigers will put on a lot of fight, and I do see a lot of this tension-seeking game going up against the Warriors, but I reckon the Warriors will definitely have a struggling game in that next match. But I do see the Warriors having a lot of intention of their team, because they are really struggling so much. But I'm just gonna say they need to win a game anyway. But I'm gonna go with the West Tigers by 12 points, and I reckon that this game will be a very high scoring game. But if not, I'm just gonna say by 12 points, 2 tries will obviously win by the West Tigers up against the Warriors. But I do see the West Tigers obviously winning this game, because I reckon the Warriors will have a difficult game anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Broncos going up against the Sharks. Now, this game is going to be a real difficult matchup, but the Broncos are a really terrible team at the moment. But I know Darius Boyd's in that team, which he does nothing for their side. I just don't see him scoring a game, but then sometimes he does, which I know for a fact that he's not a $1 million player. I just don't see him a $1 million player because he doesn't work for the Broncos, and I just think he needs to retire so bad because he's just not winning for their team at all. But unless if he does play a really good matchup, I just don't see him a $1 million player, and plus he needs to retire so bad anyway. But we're moving on from that. We're talking about the Broncos. I just see the Broncos not winning this game for sure, but the Broncos are a really good team. They got Jermaine Osako. Anthony Milford's alright, but he just doesn't execute a game properly. He doesn't really work for their team sometimes. But Brody Croft out due to injury, so Tom Dearden's coming in to replace him in number 7, halfback, I believe. But then you got Anthony Milford, number 6 anyway, so that's going to be a bit better. But I do see the Sharks winning this game for sure because I know for a fact that Chad Townsend's out due to injury, so that means Connor Tracy will be in to replace him in number 7 for the Sharks. So I reckon Connor Tracy will have a real good game for sure. So I'm going to go with the Cronulla Sharks here by 14 points, and I reckon that this game will be a real high intensifying game, and I just don't see the Broncos winning this matchup because they are a difficult team to obviously win games of football anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Roosters going up against the Titans. Now, this game is going to be a real difficult match, but for the Titans, though, another team that doesn't really execute properly, but I know for a fact they have won a couple of games, which they are a really good team, but then they're not a top 8 team that just doesn't really execute very well. But for other teams, though, that play up against the Titans, I just don't see the Titans winning a lot of games of football because they are a really difficult team that doesn't execute properly. But for the Titans, I just don't see them winning up against the Roosters. If they're going to put on a lot of pressure for them, they need to, because the Roosters are a really hard team, and they also got Kyle Flanagan, they also got James Tedesco, they've got Matt Igavalu replacing Brett Morris due to injury, they also got Josh Morris, Joseph Manu. They've got heaps of good quality players in there, which I do see them winning this game for sure. And last time the Roosters play up against Titans at SCG, obviously Roosters won up against the Titans anyway, so I do see them winning again up against the Titans, and I just think that James Tedesco will have a real good matchup. I reckon he will score 3 tries or more, and I reckon Matt Igavalu will score 2 tries also too. That's my prediction there. Also, I reckon Josh Morris will obviously score 1 too, and Joseph Manu will obviously score 1, and I just think it will be a high intensifying game for sure. That means the Titans will have to put on a lot of pressure if they want to win a game up against the Roosters, but I don't see them winning this game for sure, and I don't see them putting on a lot of points for up against the Roosters. So I reckon the Roosters will have a real good game for sure, and I just don't see them losing that game, and I reckon that this game will be a very high intensifying match for the Roosters up against the Titans anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Cowboys going up against the Raiders. Now, this game is going to be a real difficult game. Another Queensland team that doesn't really play a very good game of football. And they are a really difficult team because they have lost so many players, such as Valentine Holmes. He's not really that good of a player now. I thought he was, but since he played for the Cronulla Sharks, he played an awesome game for sure. But for him playing against the Cowboys, he's just not a very good player now, for sure. And I don't see him winning a game. But since he's not there, Hamiso Tebuai-Fidow has replaced him in the number 1 fullback squad for that team. So that means this game will have to be a real long shot, because if this game's going to be really high intensifying game, the Cowboys need to have a win up against this good quality team, the Raiders. But since they've lost Josh Hodgson and Chance Nickel-Klokstad, it's going to be a real big blow but they have to win this game, because I'm going to go with the Raiders by 16 points. I reckon 3 tries will get them a win anyway, but miss a goal for sure. And I just see that the Raiders will definitely put on a lot of points and a lot of fight up against the Cowboys, but I do see them winning a game for sure. But I reckon the Raiders will definitely win this game, but I do see Jared Croker making a try assist or making 1 try for sure. I reckon John Rapana will probably get like 1 try for sure, so too. I do see Nick Kotrick, if he's playing, I do see him scoring, but I don't know if he's playing or not. But I do see the Raiders winning this game up against the Cowboys anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Manly Sea Eagles going up against the Panthers. Now, this game's going to be a real tight match, but it's definitely for the Brookvale Oval for their home game anyway. The Manly Sea Eagles are a really good team. They've got good quality players such as Kate Cuss. They've got Adam Fanua-Blake. I'm not sure if he's playing or not. They've got Daly Cherry-Evans. He's a fantastic player. They also got Brandon Elliott. I'm not too sure if he is a great player. Sometimes he is, but I don't think he's a top-notch player. But going up against the Panthers, the first team on the ladder to make a real good winning streak, I'm just going to say, I'm going for the Panthers because I do see them winning a game for sure. I don't see the Manly Sea Eagles winning this game only because there's something to it that they don't have good quality players such as Tom Travojevic and Dylan Walker. Those 2 players are really high intensifying players that just get them over the line and obviously making kicks, making running meters, and so for that. But I do see the Manly Sea Eagles putting on a lot of fight though. The Panthers though are a really good team, but I just see them winning this game for sure, only just by 8 points. I reckon this game will be a real tight matchup. I do see them putting on a lot of points, but I just think that this game will be a real good match. But then again, I do see them winning a game for sure. So I'm going to go with the Panthers by 8 points, and I do see this game being a real tight, average game for sure. But I just see the Manly Sea Eagles putting on a lot of fight, but I don't think them winning the game anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Bulldogs going up against the Eagles. I do see this match really starting to get a real wriggle on because I just don't see the Bulldogs making this win. But they are a really good team. But how the way that they won up against the Newcastle Knights 18-12, I think, or 18 points to 10. They are a really good team. I'm not saying they're terrible. I'm not saying like they're stupid or anything like that. I'm just saying I don't see them winning this match. May not be right. May not be like wrong. I don't know about that. But it's just my prediction, my opinion. But I do see the Bulldogs not winning this game for sure. Only because they are missing a couple of players too. But then Nick Meaney going into the fullback side is real massive because he is a real good player to make a absolute game of himself. But I reckon for the Eels though, since they went up against the West Tigers 26-16, I do see them winning a game for sure, since they are a really good team that they can obviously win up against lots of clubs. But I reckon Mitchell Moses, I reckon Blake Ferguson, and plus Clint Gutherson will obviously score 1 try each. And I do see Dylan Brown making a try assist. I do see Ryan Madison making a try, 1 try, and I do see them making a real good effort too. So I'm going to go with the Parramatta Eels by 20 points, and I do see that this game is going to be a real high intensifying match, and I do see them scoring a lot of points up against the Bulldogs anyway. And finally, the next game of this match, we see the Storm going up against the Newcastle Knights. This game will be a real high-intensifying game, but not really high-intensifying. I just think it'll be an average game of football. But the Newcastle Knights have lost this, like the last week's matchup against the Bulldogs. I do see them losing again because I don't see them winning up against the Melbourne Storm. And really, this game is going to be a real difficult matchup. But then again, Suliasi Vunivalu is definitely coming into that side. I just do see him putting on a lot of points. And Josh Adokar also too, which he is a real good player. He's obviously really fast and real skillful anyway, plus he would be fit. But then you got the Melbourne Storm like team, which that means I do see them like winning this matchup for sure. So I'm going to go with the Melbourne Storm by 12 points. 2 tries apiece will obviously win this match for sure. I do see this game winning for them, and I just think the Newcastle Knights will struggle in that game. But then again, if this game is going to be a real difficult matchup, it would be for the Newcastle Knights because they've lost Andrew McCulloch, Connor Watson, and Sione Metalia. Andrew McCulloch is a real good player. He's a big blow from the Newcastle Knights that have lost, and so is Connor Watson, big blow for the Newcastle Knights also too, and Sione Metalia, which that means that it's a big blow for their club too. But I do see that this game obviously can be a benefit of the doubt, so I'm going to go with the Melbourne Storm by 12 points, and I do see 2 tries winning this game up against the Newcastle Knights anyway. Thanks guys for watching my video, guys. Stay tuned for more. I will be doing a couple of videos coming to you guys soon. Also, I'll be doing more videos coming to you guys soon, so stay tuned for more. Plus, leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care guys, stay safe, and have a good one. Plus, let's get up to 200 subscribers. We're sitting on 166 anyway, which that means it's hit to the halfway point. So let's get to that stage for 200 subscribers, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and have a good one.